is the first of a series of solo sessions that are taking the place of our typical Saturday session for this week. Um, yeah, and to recap, and this is going to be slightly different every time I do it because I can't remember what I say from night to night. Um, but to do a quick recap, last week the group explored the city of Raston a bit more, and they came across a elven man, aged significantly, called a Haven. He did not answer many of their questions other than saying that he was from Sunward Raston, and for some reason he was able to age. Moving on from that, they went over to the library of Raston, where they met the librarian Aris. They were part and parcel to an intense rivalry with his fellow librarian Suthi, where they got to witness some true librarian passive aggressiveness. Um, yeah. And then they did a bit of research into the library and found a few books that probably gave more questions than really answered. From there, they decided it was time, capital T, to investigate the House of the Broken Star, or the temple in the center of the city that had been sealed for centuries, it seems. Um, Moving on up to the temple, they discovered they were not alone, and there was another group also attempting to sneak into the temple. They witnessed the group's complete and utter failure at breaking into this temple, and they recognized, yeah, they recognized the name of one individual. His name was Ardat, and he was seemingly named after, or shared a name with, the scholar that had written many of the books that they were able to glean information on the various realmics from. Uh, in a snap decision, they decided to follow the other group, as that group fled the scene of what was very clearly a crime. They followed them through the streets and found that they had a hideout, and without much consensus of any sort, they all kind of busted in, some more reluctantly than others, and came upon what they learned to be a resistance led by this Ardat fellow, who claimed to be the old head priest of the Raelshan, let's call it religion. uh, he then gave them a bit of information, kind of vague on the specifics, and asked the party to help him reclaim the temple and investigate what is going on, without, again, really going into many specifics. The party then somewhat reticently agreed, and that's where we're picking up. It's at this point that I think it was Laffy that spoke up and said that she'll help, and at that point, the room kind of became alive. It's still this dark, circular room with this large table in the center, a circular table with this burly, black-skinned elf, Ardat, who is sort of just watching as several of the people step forward and start talking to him. And he leans forward and puts his elbows up on the table and looks at the group. And he says, if you're going to help, then I have tasks that need doing. My people can't do these. They are easily known within the city. The first, we require a tool to break through the magical defenses of the temple. In order to do that, the home of the only priest that has been seen entering and leaving the temple needs to be broken into, and we need to retrieve an artifact that he uses. Second, we need that artifact crafted into something that we can use. My people are not skilled in the arcane arts. We are divine users. Third, it's somewhat shameful to say, but we no longer understand the pattern of the guards. We require somebody to learn this. And last, we need somebody to observe the temple itself, to step forward and tell us what is happening and when. Our intel is clearly incorrect after the last attempt. Then he looks out at the whole group, um, and he just says, "My men will give you more details as you accept your tasks." And then he looks out at each of you individually, and no one speaks up immediately. Everyone seems kind of lost in thought, figuring out what their task would be. And Ren, he looks at you first and raises one eyebrow kind of expectantly, and you seem to be a little iffy on this whole thing, if I may. Am I correct?
That's a generous way of putting it.
Well, what can be done to assuage any fears?
Ren, I'm trying to get into the mindset I was in last week and like trying to remember what the fuck happened.
A lot happened.
A lot happened.
Yeah.
All right, Ren kind of like looks at him and she laughs, and she steeples her fingers and kind of like takes a seat at like the table, assuming they weren't already sitting down.
No, you guys weren't sitting down.
All right, she's gonna mosey on into a seat and like steeple her fingers, put her elbows on the table, and make a show of looking really deeply in thought, like right directly looking him in the eye.
Okay. And as you do that, he matches your gaze, look for look, and you see he's got these like dark, kind of purple eyes, not glowing, but like the irises are purple. And he
weird.
is a big man.
Slightly intimidating.
Yeah.
Ren is slightly intimidated, but I mean she's tall.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Sure. And he's looking at you still expectantly.
And Ren, like she's thinking about it, but like honestly, she looks at him and she shakes her head and she's like, I don't really think there's anything you, as a previous high priest of the temple, could say to convince me.
Honesty. How relieving it is to hear that. Well then, what might you need?
I mean, I'll go along with this. For now.
For now is all we ask. I'm sure you will see our way as we progress down this path. I can give you whatever information that you may want, under the understanding that yes, it may be bias. And at this point, the rest of the group is kind of splintered off, and they've been dragged away by various people. Not dragged, but they've wandered off with various people, seemingly accepting the tasks that they've decided upon.
Ren just sort of watches them go like, man, suckers. um, and she first off, this balance that you're talking about. Where did it start in the first place?
It started with the teachings that were passed down from the first spoken word of Realsh.
And, I mean, something must have caused Realsh to abandon the city.
Something must have. We don't know what. Simply that one day it was there, the next it was gone. We didn't change anything.
Did anything happen elsewhere?
The only thing that might have been happening was the separation war on Anda, but there's no reason to think that that was connected. Realsh had no ties to Anda.
Did Rayosh have ties to the rest of the Realmics?
Of course. They did not interact much outside of Kas and Sa'an, but they were all cut from the same cloth as far as we know. Me and my kind only knew so much about these deities, only what they decreed and what we chose to
Hmm.
follow.
Well, let me. Andar knows nothing of the Realmics. There's barely a trace of them. And on our on during our sea travel over here, we found the Temple of Kas, um, inverted, and although
Inverted.
one of our yeah, it was sort of upside down into a volcano.
He looks confused.
Yeah, we were confused also.
Go on.
I mean, eventually we reached the top, and one of our number is currently the champion of Kas, but
Ah,
that's sort of
that's a role
besides the
that's not
point.
often filled.
Yeah, well, you'll find where. Well, anyway.
Anyway,
So all I'm saying is that your realmic vanishing in the same instance as whatever happened during the separation war, you know, could be connected to that.
it could be. Up until recently, we had no way of investigating. But now that we do, we only have whatever information you've brought.
Yeah, well, I don't really pay attention to anything much.
Well, I'm sure at least one of your companions will have plenty to share. And he just kind of smiles, and his eyes flick over to where Mist had wandered off.
Yeah, Ren follows his gaze and is like, yeah, the one with the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my skills lay in stealth, and that's about it.
Well then, it seems that you'll be the one breaking into the manor.
Yeah. All right. You'll have to tell me what I'm looking for.
You'll be breaking into the manor of the new high priest, Luada.
All
The
right.
bastard displaced me,
Hmm.
claiming my spot with arcane magic after the divine magic began to fail.
Hmm.
Indeed. You'll be looking for a rod. It's about 3 feet long, inscribed with several runes in the shape of the broken star.
All right.
We don't know where it will be kept within Luada's manse. Simply that it is there, and we need it to craft an artifact that can lower the barrier that we only recently learned still exists.
Hmm.
Hmm. As I said, we need a lot of intelligence gathering done still.
So it would seem. I'm sort of glad that I wasn't in your shoes.
Yeah, that'd be unfortunate given that, well, you're outsiders.
Well, you aren't very much in the inner circle either these days, it would seem.
No, but I could show my face and I would be known. The upside and downside of a people that have lived for centuries is they remember faces quite well.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
All right. So where is this man's?
Um, it's near the Adventurers Guild, if you're familiar. You
I
may have
am.
seen it. It's a rather large building. Luada is against one of the teachings of our kind, opulent. While we are not supposed to be aesthetic, we are supposed to obey the teachings that what we have must be given, what we are given must be had. We are a
Uh,
perpetual cycle of not having much, to put it lightly.
that's, I mean, all right.
I believe it's called charity to a degree. Charity and tithing, it's a lot less complex than we tried to make it sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, trust me, I'm aware, as distance from it all puts a lot of it into perspective.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Ren just, she's awkward fidgeting now.
Uh, he's just kind of looking at you, and it strikes you that he probably doesn't have conversations much.
Ren awkward fidgets a little more, and then she stands up to sort of start pacing. And she's like, okay, so break into the manse, get the rod back here, and do what?
As you will at that point. This won't
Oh,
happen over the course of one night, I'm afraid. Well, the crafting of the item will take at least another night. Your venture will likely take several hours. Scouting will take a handful more days. We need to be certain of what is on the periphery this time.
hmm.
And learning a thing or two from the guards, well, that could go either way.
I mean, I can also kick butt, so there's that.
We'd rather not get into any physical altercations if at all possible. That raises the hackles. They don't happen often, so they draw attention.
Wow.
Well, when you have a people that don't die of natural causes, wounding one another is seen as a rather severe crime.
Yeah, I'm a human, so
As we can tell. I believe the appropriate term is hua?
yeah, well, that technically,
Well, mayhap generations has lessened the sting of whatever that word may have once carried.
yeah, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Good. Excellent. um, Between you and me, I'm not used to talking outside of religious matters. The people here are kind of afraid of me, so, um,
Yeah, you kind of look like you have that effect on people.
yeah, it's, yeah.
Your books are kind of dry.
Shut up.
She flashes him a grin.
Just shut up. I. Some books are not meant to be written with a voice, and the idea of another realmic, especially ones that I do not understand. For I barely understand any other than Realsh. Even
I
then,
mean,
I only know what I have been told.
yeah, I feel like getting passed down through generations sort of skews that. But that's just my take on things.
Likely, yes. After all, the
History
word of a
gets me.
god is not written in stone anywhere.
uh, yeah.
Regardless, you'll take to breaking into the manse.
Yeah, I can do that.
Wonderful. uh, and his eyes flick over to an individual that you hadn't seen at first, but this young woman, uh, in this rather nice kind of gown, steps forward and she flashes you a smile and flips her hair over her shoulder. Um, and he just says, "This is Alice. She'll be acting as your cover."
my cover?
It is the home of one of the most influential individuals. I
Uh-huh.
dare say, without a lady caller, you would not get in, if you catch what I am saying.
Ren stares at him blankly.
What I'm saying is there's an underground entrance that you'll be taking, but someone needs to be at the door and distracting everybody within the home. People will be there. And that is what Alice is for. Say hello.
Oh.
And she just smiles at you and doesn't say anything.
I kind of hope she's more of a talker.
Oh, she is. She just kind of raises her brows and she's saving her words. Alice believes there's a limited number of them, and you must choose each carefully.
That, that
I don't know where the belief comes from.
Ren like turns around and kind of squints at her like, all right, okay. Well, when do we go then?
Right now.
Well, okay.
And he just kind of makes this shooing motion, and Alice reaches over and grabs you by the arm and stalks out with you. She walks a lot less daintily than someone as dressed up as someone as dressed up as she is might. She's walking with purpose rather than like daintily. Uh,
Huh.
and she walks with you through the city, relatively in silence, and people do stop to look at her on occasion. Um, and as you spend a few minutes with her, you do notice that she does stand out. Um, she's got flaming red hair, which, as you've been walking around, you do notice isn't terribly common. Rain was the only other person that you saw with this fire-kissed hair.
Hmm.
And she is dressed not decadently, but much more modest, actually, than the other people. Where their outfits may be garish, hers is very. It's crafted with a purpose, and it is a very clear purpose, given that she is indeed a. She is, for lack of a better term, a mistress.
Hmm.
Um, and she's just escorting you. At some point, she's stepped close and made a loop out of her arm and looked at you expectantly.
Ren, Ren like looks at her arm, and then kind of like puts her arm through it.
She smiles and leans in and whispers, "You look sort of like a man, so this works."
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Uh, she winks at you, and you guys keep walking. Um,
I'm
uh,
done.
oh, yeah. So you two walk in kind of another awkward silence. You're kind of getting the sense that most of these people are not people. Um, and yeah, it's not much longer before she stops in front of what is literally a manhole. And she looks at you, and then tugs you off into a nearby alley. And it's under the cover of her, like, reaching over and pushing you against, like, your chest,
Uh-huh.
kind of, urgently.
I mean, Ren goes.
Yeah.
She's
No,
going along with
it's
it.
like that everyone needs to see that it looks like I'm about to make out with you in this alleyway.
Ren attempts to make it look convincing.
Make a performance check, actually.
Oh my god. What even is Ren's performance? Uh,
Okay.
that.
Um, yeah, you definitely try to be really convincing looking, but you start to stumble and she has to like grab you by your lapels.
Look,
Um,
she's very flustered.
yeah,
Okay.
and it has this added effect of like it looks like she's like trying to draw you closer as you both step into the shadow. Um, and then she steps away and brushes her blouse off. There is a hole to the underground over here. And she points to another manhole cover nearby. You
Okay.
must you must travel. Go west. It will lead you to the manse.
Hang on. Does Ren know what way west is?
No.
No. Ren opens her mouth and then closes her mouth and opens it again and then closes it again. She's kind of like, I'm not the best with directions.
She stomps her foot and it makes this loud clicking noise. And you realize she's been walking like this in heels the whole time.
Oh my god.
Um,
Ren
and
looks a little more impressed.
she huffily points off in a direction. West. That way.
Gotcha.
Always
Okay.
go that way. Do not stray.
Ren's just like internally, she's like, "That's not gonna help me underground," but okay. She doesn't say this though, but it's kind of written on her face.
And here. And she reaches out and presses her thumb and forefinger against one of your lapels.
Uh huh.
This will flash when I am within, and it is safe for you to enter. Now go.
Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, sure. Ren promptly exits the scene to where she's supposed to go.
Okay, yeah, you lift up the manhole cover with one of your daggers. You prop it open and just slip in, no qualms, and you plop into sewers, and expectation and reality diverge.
Huh.
When you drop down, you're like, man, sewers. Oh. But then you're like, your feet splash a little bit, and you
Mm-hmm.
look around, and it's just kind of dimly lit, and it's really just like a corridor. There's really no sludge. Um,
Yet.
yeah, it doesn't look like a sewer so much as it looks like a tunnel,
Okay.
and it doesn't smell like anything in particular.
All right. Well, that's I mean that's above her expectations, so she's gonna she's gonna roll with it. She's gonna go in the direction she thinks she's supposed to go in.
Okay, you start heading down, and the scenery around you doesn't change much. It's rather monotonous. Occasionally, there are these notches in the walls, cracks where you do see these small, like, you think they might be six-legged furry creatures darting into these cracks and little holes.
Oh
Their
my god, that's
long,
horrifying.
yeah, their long leathery tails trailing after them. Um,
Six-legged rats?
yeah, you're pretty sure that's what they are.
Internally, Ren is like screaming a little.
Okay, good. But it's still relatively clean, and
Yeah.
it's still dimly lit, and you don't actually know where the light's coming from. And you keep walking, and up above, occasionally you do pass like a grate where you can hear the sounds of the city coming from up above you. You realize that you're passing underneath a tavern, and you can hear the chatter of individuals. And while you can't quite make it out, um, it does sound like it's a rather banal conversation. Um,
Boring.
yeah, so you
She
continue
like
moving
she
along.
stops. Yeah, she stops to listen for a second and then is like, nah,
Yeah,
and then
it's
going.
like about a card game or something.
Yeah,
Um,
less fun.
yeah, not very interesting.
Mhm.
So yeah, you continue walking, and eventually you you've been twisting and turning a little bit, and you realize, shit.
Fuck.
Um,
She's gonna make an attempt to get her bearings.
okay, yeah,
What do you want me to roll? Survival.
yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Oh,
look at that. Um,
hey.
okay, yeah, you're looking around, and you're just like, fuck. So you look down the hallway, and you start to realize that it has begun to diverge a little bit with these smaller little tubes that you can crawl through. Um,
Mhm.
and you go, I think that's west. And you crawl into one on your hands and knees and start shuffling about. Um,
Okay.
and
She's not
it's
happy
It's
about this.
close, but again, it's still clean.
Yeah, no, she's it's less about the not dirty and more about the oh my god.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
Now, once you're in there, you do realize that the light is indeed coming off of the stone itself. It's not bright, but the stone is a little bit warm to the touch. Um, and within this small tunnel, which it's just big enough for you to be crawling in, it's
Mhm.
that kind of same orange light that the city is lit by, but
Right.
obviously a bit more concentrated, so it's a little brighter, but still not bad. Um, and you continue down this pathway for like a solid 5 minutes before you're able to pop out into another tunnel. You stand and brush yourself off, and it is beginning to smell a little bit.
Yeah, she kind of takes a minute, like hands on her legs, like, oh god, okay, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
she's not doing well with the
yeah.
close underground quarters.
Understandable.
Yeah,
Um, and it's
not
not
doing great.
exactly. It's not fresh air.
Yeah,
The air
no,
tastes stale.
yeah, she's not doing so good.
Yeah. Um,
She's trying to figure out where she's going as soon as possible.
yeah. Um, so you continue walking. And again, it's starting to get smellier, and you start to hear more sounds of the local fauna.
Huh.
Um, Beginning to get a little restless, perhaps. You don't really know. You
Uh-huh.
begin to hear these soft chittering noises and chirrups, and what sounds like tiny feet pitter pattering across stone.
That's horrifying, and Ren has her daggers in her hands.
Okay, so you're ready, and
Yeah,
you are just on guard,
yeah.
waiting for something horrifying. And in the distance, you do see something hulking and huge.
I
Make a
know he does
perception
not. Oh
check.
my god.
All you know is it's a shape,
Oh my god.
and you stop.
Yeah, no, she stops and she's like, "Oh god. Okay. All right." So, is it like straight ahead down the tunnel kind of
Yeah,
thing?
it seems like it's blocking the tunnel, and it is. Right now, it's just kind of this weird shadowy outline.
Hmm. Weird shadowy outline.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, you just can't get a good look at it. You just see that there is something in the corridor.
Okay. Well, she's gonna she's gonna she's gonna she's gonna sneak
Okay,
closer.
stealth roll.
Okay.
Okay. Um, you're able to blend in really well with the shadowy, like curves of the tunnel,
Mhm.
and you begin to inch further, and the shadow comes into better clarity, and it's a massive rat,
Oh my god.
easily the size. It's bigger than Saint.
Oh my god.
Um, and you can't see what it's doing, but it is hunched over and making loud chittering noises and moving around like it's eating something.
She keeps going
Okay?
quietly.
You're still stealthing forward, and
Yeah.
actually, I need to get my dice out now.
There's no way around it. Like,
Okay.
is it blocking the whole
Oh
passage
god.
or oh god.
Sorry, hold on. I accidentally closed out a roll 20 there.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. um, it's fine. I don't need it right now. Uh, no, it's not blocking the whole passageway. There is room on either side. Now that you're closer to it, you can see that it is not taking up the whole thing. Um,
Okay.
just enough.
Oh my god. Okay, she's gonna keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna keep going.
Okay. Um,
Sneaky, sneaky,
you
sneaky,
push up
sneaky.
against the wall a bit harder.
Yeah.
And you start inching by it, and you feel its big leathery tail flick out and slap against your ankles. But it doesn't seem to notice this. Uh, and you start hearing these wet, squelching noises.
What is it eating?
Make a perception check. Okay. You're just like, what the hell is that? And you stop with morbid curiosity to look,
Uh-huh.
and you realize that it's an elf of some sort.
Oh my
Um,
god.
but it doesn't look youthful.
Oh. Ren, like, she stops and then she's like, ew. And then she's like, oh.
Okay. And it looks
And
up for a second
uh-huh.
as you stop to, like, stare, and you
Uh-huh.
see its nose twitching, and its gore-covered snout is just sniffing at the air. And it's got 6 legs that are kind of its claws are tapping up against the stone with this clickety-clack noise. And its big beady eye rolls around and stops over where you are, but
Uh-huh.
then skips over you.
Okay, well, Ren is, a little incensed, actually. So,
Okay.
she could have snuck by it. She could have. She really could have.
Okay.
Now she's a little pissed.
Okay.
So she's gonna murder this rat. She's gonna attempt to murder this rat. She's
Okay.
gonna get a little distracted and attempt to murder the rat.
All right.
Yeah, she's gonna
Roll an
she's
attack
gonna,
roll.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. What's her? Okay. What is she even? Okay.
Wow. Well, you have
Um,
advantage. Oh
oh,
yeah, no,
hey.
you did roll
Hey.
advantage. Look at that.
Did I? No, I didn't.
Oh
No,
yeah,
because
no. Okay. Yeah,
it
yeah.
was the damage. Yeah. Okay. Slightly better.
Okay. Well, you're able to, from the shadows, slip out and jam your returning dagger into its spine, and it squeals loudly, and this warm blood gushes out and covers your hand.
Do you need
Um,
me to roll sneak attack?
yeah, by all means. Yeah, it was unaware of you.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's flailing around, and your dagger's caught within its thick fur. And it's shaking around, and you're being shaken around with it. Um,
She's gonna hold on and try to get her other dagger into it.
okay.
This one.
Nice.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, she's gonna fucking set it on fire.
Okay.
Yeah. Do I have a fucking character sheet open to see how that works? Yes. Okay, it's just an extra d6 fire damage.
Wow. Okay. The the dagger flicks to life right before you jam it in, and yeah, the dagger strikes in and lights some of the fur on fire, and there's this awful smell of
Oh,
singed
bad
rat,
idea. Yeah.
and you're just ugh. And
Retrospect.
yeah,
Bad idea.
it's flailing gets worse, and then its tail comes around and tries to slap you.
Uh-huh.
And it misses. The tail, in its pain, flicks up, and you hear it hit the ceiling, and it sounds a lot like Laffy's whip.
Oh shit.
It's just this whoosh noise. And then it twists around to try and get its teeth into you, but it can't twist far enough. So
Oh
it's gonna
good.
try and use its tail again.
Uh-huh.
And that's also a miss. It is just incensed. Uh, so it looks like it is. Well, it's your turn.
All right. Ren's gonna. She's gonna like technically use your bonus action to like drop off of it and like try to catch it unawares again.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's your hide as a bonus action, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It is no longer aware of your location.
Okay. Well, in that case, yeah, she's gonna stab it.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
That's with sneak attack.
Nice. Okay. This time your dagger finds a more sure home within its neck. Um,
Yeah.
and you plunge the dagger in and twist it and drag it down a little bit. And it rips open this nasty wound within the rat's back, and it starts squealing and flailing around, and its 6 legs are skittering loudly. Uh,
It's fine. This is fine.
and it starts to back away from you,
Uh-huh.
bleeding heavily, and turns around and skitters off loudly, leaving a thick trail of blue-black blood behind it.
That's disgusting. Did it leave the corpse behind?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. So Ren is gonna kind of like, ew, first, ew. And then she's gonna like wipe off her daggers on something, probably a piece of the corpse's clothes.
Okay, yeah,
She's classy like that.
yeah.
And then she's gonna kind of, she's gonna look to see if there's any like identifying things on the corpse.
All right, investigation.
Alright.
Um, you get down on your hands and knees and start rooting through its kind of rudimentary clothes, and you're unable to find anything.
Okay. Um, Ren kind of like mutters an apology, makes sure its eyes are closed, and then leaves it there.
Okay, you touch your fingers to its bloody eyelids and shut them, and then get up and continue on your path.
Yeah.
And you continue on, and it's quieter than it was before. Like
Good.
eerily so, or in the way that's like animals heard a fight and left.
Good.
And eventually you feel your lapel warm up. And it's not like this flare of heat, it's just this kind of soft, radiating heat. 1 second. My dad is trying to book me a flight to Canada for Christmas, and I'm just like, I'm busy.
Oh.
Yeah. But he's like, gotta do it now. So anyway, got that taken care of. Yeah, you feel your lapel kind of warm up, and you pick up the pace a little bit because you're like, ah, shit. And to run now that you realize that you don't actually know what you're looking for.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She starts paying attention to the walls to see if there's any, like, markers on the tunnels to, like, denote in tunnel speak where
Okay.
they would go for, like, people who are building or, like, traveling them or,
Okay.
like, repairing.
Well, since you're not like running through and you are looking for something specific, you can investigate check this.
Hey. That was what did I roll? So that's actually a 23.
Okay. Eventually you find something familiar that you haven't seen in a while, and you find Thieves' Cant.
Oh shit.
Written,
Friend-
like, scratched
friend's
into
like,
the wall.
Oh shit. Yeah.
And it feels very old, but you can recognize it, and it does say, Priest Luada. And it's next to this black hole that, when you kind of peek your head in a little bit, it's only through your blind sense that you're able to tell that it is this slight staircase that leads up.
Oh boy, Okay. A. Ren slapped herself with dark vision,
Okay.
and then she goes up.
Okay. You saunter on up, kind of full of the confidence that they are distracted to a degree.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Um,
mean, she's still being quiet about it,
yeah.
relatively speaking.
Alright, I need you to roll initiative.
Oh dear. Oh no. Oh no, it's time mission. Okay, Ren is ready for once in her goddamn life.
Alright, let me finish my stuff. Yeah. Alright, cool. Top of the order. What are you doing? You should have full control of
Uh,
your character.
yeah, okay, so she's going, assuming there is nothing that she can see?
When you first come up, it is, again,
Yeah,
pretty dark, and you're only
pretty
able
dark.
to see because of your dark vision. Um,
Okay,
and immediately your feet land upon a soft plush carpet.
okay,
And you can tell, like, you bounce on your toes for a second or two and realize that, yeah, you've got a bit of spring in that step. Um, but other than that, you just see dark walls.
okay. Um, she's gonna at least move over to like a wall or where
Okay,
she perceives a wall.
okay.
And
And along that wall, you see a raised up, uh, not quite painting, but like a mural of some sort.
can she make it out with her dark vision?
You can certainly try. That would be
Sure.
perception.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
You mostly realize it's there using your fingertips. You're trailing them along the wall to keep your bearings, and you do feel these raised bumps. Um, and it feels. It does feel like it's portraying something,
Hmm.
but you really have no idea what.
Yeah. She'd have to like light it up to see it. Um. Okay. Does she see what's like down here?
Um, yeah, it's you are able to make out it's a burning candelabra.
Huh.
Just
All
this
right.
flickering candlelight, and next to it is another one of those murals.
Okay. Well, she'll move towards. She's moving. I mean, if you need me to roll stealth or whatever, just assume she's
Okay.
like
Yeah, but
moving slow.
you only have your normal movement here, by the way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then never mind.
there's a turn order.
Three. Okay. Well, in that case, her turn technically ended like here. She started here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So her turn would have ended here.
Okay.
Well,
Um,
I mean, yeah, because she's not gonna dash because that's loud. So
okay. Your turn.
okay, well,
This is some XCOM shit. I'm sorry.
that's okay. Oh shit. Okay.
So when you peek out around that corner,
Yeah.
immediately some lights catch your attention, and they are these little burning lanterns of some sort with that little orange light atop some desks.
Okay. Is there like, can she hear anyone around? Can
Um,
she?
you hear what might be the footsteps of somebody,
Right.
but you can't quite
She's
tell.
gonna attempt to squint so that she can listen better.
Okay. Um, you definitely hear the sounds of somebody moving around.
Okay.
But just kind of like meandering, sort of moving around.
All right. Well, in that case, she's gonna 1, 2, 3. Is this like a shelf or a desk?
It's like an outjutting wall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't actually shadow that right. Whatever.
That's okay. What's this stuff over here?
Um, you squint up at it, and it's another, like it's like a chandelier almost, but the light coming from it's really dim, and those are books.
Okay. Well, she doesn't really have time to go through books at the moment. So she's okay, she's looking for an artifact though. Well, she's trying to she's looking and she's like, okay, desks and books. She's gonna okay, she's moved 3 already. So she's gonna go up here. Yeah. She's gonna I think that's where her turn's gonna end.
Okay. You hear shh, 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 shh. And it's your turn.
Okay. She's gonna go up to the desk here and she's gonna look at the contents of what's.
Okay, you squint and have to lean in a bit to see the books because the light coming from the chandelier it's dim enough to make it difficult.
Yeah.
You're able to make out that they might be spell books or they might be holy texts. They're detailing something that has a pattern to it.
Hmm. Okay. Can she glean anything from picking one up and being like, well, what is it?
Make a Arcana or Religion check, whichever one you'd like.
Arcana, please.
Okay.
What's her? This.
Okay. You're able to make out some of the components of the spell that you recognize, and you're able to kind of memorize easily. I will tell you what the components are later, but they're spell components.
Okay.
Amongst which you do see that a diamond is required. That's all you're able to exactly make out, but you're able to get enough information that you're pretty sure if you relate it to somebody more skilled in magical arts, they'd be able to decipher it a bit better.
Alright. Yeah. Okay. She'll take that.
Okay. Okay, is that your turn?
Movement, investigation, yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, she has more movement. Hang on.
Yeah.
2, so she can move back down here. That's
Okay.
too far out. She's gonna stay in the corner.
Okay. You hear the quiet muttering of somebody.
Alright, which direction is it coming from? Can she tell?
No.
Okay.
It sounds like it is bouncing off some of the walls, so.
That's annoying as heck. Okay.
Yep. Okay. It is your turn.
Okay, she's going to... Oh, give me just a second, my dog is home.
Yeah. Damn it, Toss. Actually, I don't need our chat up because you guys are there. I'm listening. Oh, I like this music.
Okay, sorry about that.
It's cool. Okay, yeah, you hear the soft sound of muttering, but that's about it, and it is your turn.
Yeah. Okay. All right. She's going to kind of go back over here, and oh, that's okay. She's gonna follow the wall,
Okay.
and she's gonna keep hugging the wall.
Okay.
Uh,
And
yeah.
you see
Just
you see a candelabra, but it's not lit.
okay. Just kind of casually move sort of through it and not knock it over.
Okay.
I think that's about all she can move.
Okay.
So wait, where did she start? Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, she's just gonna stay there.
Okay.
Is there anything is there anything on the desks?
You see on one of them some sheets of paper and like a pen.
Okay,
But you don't really know what it's for. Um,
gotcha.
but you do hear more soft, like shuffling, and you see a man come into sight. Behind one of the lights, and he's just kind of meandering, wandering idly. He's in dark green leather armor, and he's got a sword sheathed at his side, and he's got one hand, like, resting on it, and the other he's just kind of...
Bored out of his mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously not expecting an intruder.
No.
Gotcha.
No.
Okay.
And it is your turn.
Okay, well, seeing that, she's going to, kind of go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she's gonna slip around here.
Okay. You see another candelabra and then a pile of something to the south of you.
Okay.
Um, and you do see this guy kind of wander back this way.
Just making round.
It's your turn.
Okay. She keeps like half an ear on him, but she's gonna sort of 1, 2, 3. Is that gold?
Yeah, that's gold. Just this kind of messy pile of gold.
Okay, she's gonna, despite her sticky fingers, she's going to sort of skirt around the pile so she doesn't step on any.
Okay. And then you see like this iron chest up against the wall behind the gold, and then you see more bookshelves with some of the books splayed open, like people have been reading them. And briefly, you see the guy come back into sight. He yawns and leans up against one of the desks. And that's all he does. So yeah, it's back to you. Are you dead? Oh no, guys. I'm presuming it was Doggo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think our internet go. Well, I'm just gonna be here being kind of quiet until she's able to come back. Yeah. Yeah. Ominous silence. Yeah. Oh,
There we go.
hello.
Okay, sorry, my connection decided to explode.
It's cool. Um,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, you.
As I was saying, she
Okay.
moves down there, avoiding the coins so she doesn't step on them, and
hmm
then she kind of squints into the darkness like, is that a chest?
Okay. Yeah. You do see that it looks like it's a dark iron chest, and there are what looks to be more bookshelves with books out across it. And then you see the guard walk up and put his back to one of the desks and just kind of plunk himself down and stare off into what you assume is just the darkness.
Okay. Well, she's gonna inch over here and investigate the fuck out of this chest. Is there a way to open it? Does she have to, like, jimmy it open? Or there may be traps on it? Is it gonna make noise?
Alright, investigate.
Okay.
You peer down and you run your fingers over it. Oh my god. My Amazon things. I said peer down and it thought I said computer, so it turned on. um Yeah, you peer down and you run your fingers over it, and your fingers catch underneath it, underneath the lid, and you give like a small tug, and it's definitely openable. And as you run your fingers across it more, you do feel that there's a lock on the front.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you're not sure if that's trapped, but the rest of it doesn't feel trapped.
Okay. She's gonna concentrate on the lock to see, like, on her next turn, she's gonna see if there's,
Okay.
like, a trap on the lock.
Okay. The guard doesn't move, and it's back to you.
Okay. Yeah, she, gonna see if she can see if there's a trap on the lock. She's bad
Alright.
at this part, but you know.
Alright. Yeah.
Is that investigation again?
Yeah. Alright, yeah, you lean down and yeah, you're pretty sure that lock is trapped.
Is there a way to disarm it?
You're a rogue, you could probably try to disarm anything.
She will make an attempt.
Okay.
Before she attempts to open it, she'll attempt to disarm this trap.
Alright, sleight of hand. Alright. You pull out your lockpick tools and you stick them in very carefully. And you twist around and you find what would be the lock's tumbler, but knowing that it's trapped, you don't go for it immediately and you feel around a bit more and you feel some kind of mechanism
Mm-hmm.
and you gently lift it and pull it back. And as you do so, your lockpick slides out, and across the top of it, this long, sharp needle comes out atop it.
That would have been unpleasant.
Yeah, so you pull it out, and you take it between two fingers, and then, like, gingerly put it aside.
Yeah.
And then you go in and you unlock the chest,
Yeah.
and you pop it open, and there is something inside of it.
Okay.
It looks like it is a tome of some sort.
Not what she was looking for, but she'll take it.
Okay. You slip it in the bag of holding you have.
Yeah. Then she will close the chest and relock it.
Okay. Yeah, you close it, you put your lockpicks back in, and are very easily able to it back closed.
All right.
Um,
And If she thinks she can, she's gonna rearm the trap.
That's going to take another sleight of hand.
Okay.
Okay. You pick the needle back up, and you put on a glove, actually. And you very carefully, slowly start to slide it in because you don't know what the needle actually does. And once it's most of the way in, you actually use the tip of your finger where the glove is thickest and just gently push it all the way back in.
Okay.
And there's this quiet noise.
Alright. She was never there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Once all that is done, she's gonna turn her attention to the, kind of shimmying like around behind the tables and looking at what's on them as she goes.
Okay. First, I'm gonna make the guard move a bit.
Yep.
And he is just kind of gonna vanish off in the darkness. And going back to you, you walk
Yeah.
by, and Arcana check me again.
Okay.
Okay. You're looking at them, and the magic in them catches your eye again. And as you're looking at it, you see more components, and it begins to strike you that, yes, these are components for spells, but no, they're not arcane spells necessarily. You see a mixture of things that are things that you know are more regularly used in, like, divine sort of things. It's still a relatively new practice, but from what you've seen, it requires gentler sort of things for the most part. More abstract, whereas, you know, an arcane spell that's like magic missile may take like a dart.
Right.
An arcane spell is like a mirror for something.
Yeah.
But you see that it is a mix of the two for some of the spells, and you're like, huh, that's weird. But once again, you're able to kind of internalize enough of it to the point where if you spat it back out at somebody, they might be able to make sense of it.
Alright. Well, she's gonna keep going. Is there anything of note on any of these tables that like catches her eye as she's going?
Not really. It's just, it is books of these sorts of spells continuously.
Okay.
Actually, make a investigation check for me.
That's still
Yeah, it's a natural
a
one.
23. Yeah, but it's a net.
It's-
She can't roll.
That's
She
true.
rolls
That is
23
true.
No matter what.
That is true. Okay, yeah. I'll take that. Why not? I'm not sure if that's actually how that works, but why not?
Yeah, no, well, I mean, it is a natural one, but any skill that she's trained on, it's a 10. If
Yeah,
it's below
yeah, no,
10, it's a 10.
yeah, I just don't know how it works for natural ones, but I don't care. Whatever. Yeah, something does catch your eye. And while there's no title, there's a brief passage that you don't read the whole thing, but you catch enough of it, where it says, arcane attraction, divinity. You're just like, huh.
Huh. She... Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. She closes the tome and puts it in the bag of holding.
Okay. Yeah.
Eh,
You've got
fucking
another
read
tome.
it later.
Alright.
Alright.
Make sure you write these down, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I should probably do that.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Hang on. I'm just gonna... So that I remember...
Yeah, you've got not unidentified tome and a just written book.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay.
All right.
So yeah.
And now your Ren's back is to a wall.
Yes.
Um,
Okay.
and yeah, you hear the soft rustling of movement again. It's your turn.
All right. Just gonna kind of move up and sort of shimmy around that corner. Oh shit! There's more.
Okay. Yeah, you shimmy around the corner, and immediately you do see another soft orange light. And it is another desk, but it seems like it is less a desk for research and more a desk for sitting.
Sitting.
Yeah, just kind of being at a desk.
All right. She slips around the wall some more
Uh,
and.
and then you see what looks like an alchemy table.
Ooh.
There's nothing currently being made on it, but you do immediately recognize a handful of alchemical ingredients.
Yeah.
And perhaps other sorts of ingredients, but nothing that you immediately recognize unless you make some kind of check.
And does it look like anything that could explode?
You have no idea.
She's gonna avoid that table.
Okay. Um,
just, just in case.
okay.
You know.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So she actually, well, she doesn't. She steps a little closer because she's got to stick to the wall.
Mhm.
But you know, yeah, that's her movement.
Okay. Um.
Oh fuck it. While she's there, she'll make like an investigation check to see if there's
Okay.
anything she recognizes.
All right. Yeah, you do actually. You're looking across and you see one completed potion.
Hey.
And you're pretty sure it is a. The hell? Sorry, it's just. Oh, here we go. It is. Where is it? It is a potion of fire breathing.
Okay, so it was something that could explode.
Yeah.
she's gonna she's gonna leave it
Okay.
alone just in case she, you know, reaches out and knocks something else over and then
Okay.
God knows
Other than that, you
what
see
could
like
happen.
what could be like healing potion ingredients or just various other ingredients, but you don't know much
Okay.
about alchemy, so.
Yeah. Alright, and she's gonna keep going this way. Just
Okay.
to see what's over here. And
I forget
is
how
there
much.
anything on the desk?
A few mugs.
Okay. So it's like a, yeah, it's a chill out desk.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's gonna keep going.
You hear some additional voices now coming from above you. Not above you, but like to the north of you.
Okay.
Okay, it's your turn again.
Okay. She's gonna sort of. Okay. One, two.
I like that Das is also writing this down.
5, 6. Alright. Does she? Hmm. Can yeah, she can't see where the guard is, can she?
Yeah, if you can't see it, then she can't.
I can see the end of something right there.
All right, then that's all Ren sees.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna try to squint into the darkness to see if he's facing this way.
Perception check at disadvantage. Yeah. That's a shame.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Not.
You see the darkness.
Okay. She sees into the darkness.
Yeah, briefly you're like, I could attack that.
She could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah. All right. That's her turn.
Okay. As you stand there, you do hear shuffling,
Okay.
and it's now your turn again.
Okay. She's gonna She's gonna sleight of hand an invisibility spell.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
All right. That's a
Okay.
10, so technically a
Sure.
24.
Sure.
And yeah, she casts invisibility on herself.
Okay, the spell settles over you, and you are now invisible.
She's still gonna stealth the fuck out of this, but she's sneaking into the light. She keeps the desk between her and wherever she considers the guard to be, which is like up there somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
3, 4, 5. Alright. You need me to roll a stealth check?
Not a stealth.
Oh,
Because you're invisible.
okay. Well, I mean, still noises and stuff.
Yeah, you're good.
Nice.
For now, at
Let's,
least.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah,
Let's,
go ahead and give me that stealth. Why not?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's 24.
Alright, what's on the desk? Due to the fact that it is well lit, you're able to see that it is another tome detailing kind of what you saw prior.
Okay.
And it speaks of the arcane attracts the attention of the divine. The more powerful the spell, the easier it is for the divine to see you.
Ren gets this little sinking feeling in her gut. Like, just a tiny, small, insignificant, large part of her gut
Yeah.
sinks into the floor. you know?
In fact, it's a good thing that you rolled that stealth check, because it would have been this nice noise at this point.
Oh.
Just no, I mean just like your sheer like, oh no, your sinking gut would have hit the floor.
Oh, yeah.
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 Alright. Okay. Well, having, in her consideration, having explored this floor to its extent, she's gonna make a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
There was more to your right.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Would she have seen that from like? Sorry, this is just hypothetical.
Yeah, yeah,
Would
yeah.
have
She
seen that
she
from
would
over
have
here?
known that the wall doesn't end.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. So you head back down that way.
Okay. Yeah, she's gonna go back this way, having seen what's on that table, and she's gonna go.
Okay. Yeah, sorry, I was just like,
3, 4. Yeah, no, that's fine. 5. And she can squint and make out the dude against the wall over there, and she's like, oh no. But she's a little more confident now that because she's got invisibility on. So she's gonna go 6. Sort of like keep herself lowish, so
Okay.
that she can sprint better if necessary.
Okay, he doesn't seem to notice you.
Okay.
And he moves that way. And it's your turn.
1, 2.
To the right, you see more of those
Yeah.
murals.
Huh.
Um,
In that case, she's gonna go this way.
and to the north, you
Actually.
do see some lit candelabras.
Ah, okay. What? She's gonna take the time to kind of like look up at this one.
Okay.
Um,
So you don't need to roll anything due to you taking your time here.
okay.
It doesn't take you terribly long since you're actually close enough to it and you're able to run your fingers over it. And just due to being someone that is adept with their hands, you're able to get a general idea that it is people kneeling in supplication towards this large figure that takes up. I'm just gonna ping the map. This part of the mural. And they just kind of feel like this giant oval.
Okay.
And it's kind of like an Egyptian, I forget what they're called. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm trying to think of the name for it, but yeah.
yeah, I was just like, I know what it is, I just don't know what it's called right now. The portion where the big oval is, feels
Mhm.
like it is depressible.
As in, she could push it?
Yeah.
Oh, she pushes it.
Okay. Um,
Like,
there's this noise that's not quiet. And then a quiet coming from the space here between the two murals. And you
she kind
see
of,
that,
she's kind of like, just
yeah,
like she kind of looks over and is like, "Did anyone hear that?
and you definitely heard some. What is that?
What was that noise?"
Yeah. Um,
Um.
and you do see that
Okay.
there's kind of this black void where that section of the wall used to be. Um,
All right.
but
So she.
you do
Oh no.
see that people are starting to move that way.
Okay. What she's gonna do is she doesn't really have time to experiment here. So she's gonna push it again in the hopes that it like starts to close whatever this is, and she's gonna try to slip in as it's closing, assuming it starts closing.
All right, and you just make a sleight of hand.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think I was clear. It's like it's not big enough for Ren to fit in.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a hole in the wall.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Well, in that case, she's gonna make a grab for whatever's there
okay,
and kind of
yeah,
like scoop it into her like cloak or whatever. So she grabs everything.
okay, yeah. You do. You press it in, and you hear the loud noise again, and the soft sound of stone. Or not so soft, but the monotonous sound of stone grinding against stone, and it begins to
Mhm.
shut. And you're able to reach in, snatch this large box, and slip it into your bag of holding under your cloak. And then
Awesome.
there's
And
this
then
noise as it closes.
and she is gonna casually, oh dear, gonna casually just mosey on over to this corner up here and squeeze herself kind of into it for the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do see two guards go running past,
Okay.
and you hear chatter amongst three individuals.
All right.
And they're definitely. You hear the sound of swords coming out of sheaths.
Oh no. Internally, Ren is like, oh no. Externally, she's like, this is oh no. And she's gonna casually start creeping this way,
Okay.
avoiding the light, and just, yeah, keep on moving that way. Oh, there's stairs. Look at that.
Um, you hear footsteps heading, closer to the mural where you were. And that's
Yeah.
it. Your turn again.
Okay. Gonna. Okay. Well, she's gonna. She's gonna leave those guards wondering, and she's gonna sneak up the stairs.
All right, you go to the stairs and you see a locked door.
Oh. Does it look like she can unlock it?
Hmm?
Does it? Oh, sorry. Does it look like she can unlock it?
Hey, again, you're a rogue. You could certainly try.
All right, just gonna try. Just gonna give it a try. Give it a good old Jimmy.
Okay.
That's a 24.
You pull out your lockpicks and you're trying to be fast and quiet, so there's just.
Yeah.
And you hear this click, and you felt tumblers turn over.
All right.
You're able to lean into the door a little bit, and it slides open.
Excuse me. She kind of flips around the door, taking a look to either side of what she's seeing, and then goes upstairs a little bit.
Okay, you go up the stairs, and it's kind of a small climb. And eventually you do come to the main floor of, or not the main floor necessarily. Sorry, hold on. We had to go back to this map, because,
Okay.
yeah. And back to the normal music. Yeah, you go to the floor above where you were, and it is a well lit floor with this it has a bunch of dark cherry wood furniture and more of those lamps set around, and it's kind of Everything seems to be bronzed or gold-leafed. This is the height of decadence that you've seen so far. It looks like something out of Dishonored, which I feel like gives a pretty good mental image of what it might look
Oh yeah.
like. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
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 And you find yourself in this area, and you do hear quite a few voices coming from your left. And you look over your left, and you do see that there's a doorway up ahead of you, about 10 feet, with a door.
All right. She's gonna creep forward and kind of like, is there like a lock, like a hole, a keyhole that she can like squint through, or is
Yeah,
the door
absolutely.
open? All right. She's gonna do that. She's gonna look in.
All right, perception. Sorry.
What's it?
You push your eye up against it, and it's awkward. It's a little uncomfortable, and you don't see much, but you do see about 10 people gathered around something, talking.
Okay.
Um, and all you see is the back of most of those people, but you do catch a glimpse of Alice.
Ah. I assume she's chatting them up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's doing her job, so. Okay, Ren's gonna find. Is there like a shadowy corner she might be able to take refuge in briefly?
Yeah.
Alright.
You're
So
able to
she's
find
gonna.
one about 15 feet to the upper right.
Okay.
Kind of underneath what looks like a staircase going up.
Yeah, okay. She kinda hunkers down and she pulls that box out of the bag of holding.
Okay.
She's gonna open it.
Alright, sleight of hand.
Alrighty.
Yeah, just sleight of hand it.
24.
Alright, you put your lockpicks in again, and you feel this weird.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's not the lock.
Uh-oh.
And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, at least it's dexterity.
Yeah. Okay. You feel a small surge of lightning jolt through you, and it's enough where you're like, if you hadn't been holding onto the box as well as you were, it would have shaken you enough where you would have let go of the box in surprise. But you've got a firm enough hold on it that you just kind of jump and you're a little tingly afterwards. But you're able to click the lock over some more, and the top kind of opens.
Okay.
And you look inside, and there is indeed a rod, carved with sigils of the broken star, about as long as described.
Okay. Well, successfully acquired. She closes the box real quietly,
Okay. Box
relocks
shut.
it,
Okay.
and then she's gonna. She has no idea how to. She sits there for a minute, realizing she has no idea how to get out of this mansion, and she can't go back downstairs because the guards are all on alert. So she's gonna stuff that box back in the bag of holding. She's gonna like look for a window or a front door.
Okay. You look around, and from where you are, you don't see anything.
Uh-huh.
So you peek your head out and you start turning around, and yeah, about 30 feet up the hallway, you do see a window a little high up on the wall.
Okay.
Not impossibly so, but you definitely have to make a climb to get through it.
Alright.
And through it, you can see the dull orange glow of the street outside.
She's gonna make a break for it.
Okay. You get up and you run into a sprint.
Okay.
And you reach the wall and you step up onto the desk that's over there, or the like side table. You
Yep.
hop up, grab the ledge with one hand. I need you to make an athletics check.
Not acrobatic.
Or yeah. Yeah, no, acrobatics works. Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're able to, with a little quiet grunt, and you hear someone down the hallway go, "Did you hear that?" You hoist yourself up, and you're in the window frame, it's open, and you hop out, and you're within the alleyway.
Ren like lands, checks the alley, and she's gonna make a beeline for like. How well does she remember how to get back to where they were?
Make a survival check. You're pretty sure that you could get back? It'd just take a little while.
Okay, well, she'll go the long way just to make sure no one's tailing her.
Alright, you spend the better part of about 2 hours wandering the city in what took you and Alice like 20 minutes. But eventually, yeah, you find the door in an alleyway, and you knock a few times. You see someone open it, they look at you, they seem to recognize you, and they let you back in. And that's where we're stopping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks for watching this solo session, guys. We'll see Ren again next Saturday.
Hey.
Bye-bye.